Мы можем допросить Тита еще раз.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Я нашел 8 пар следов, но вас только 7. Где 8-й парень, Харди?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
Я нашел связь между вами и местной наркоторговлей. Прикинь?
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
The thought forms in your head, like a lightning strike branching in the sky.
Верно. Нет никакой местной наркоторговли, кроме вашей.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
На улицах по-прежнему полно наркоты. Да что там? Она прямо сейчас течет и у меня в крови. Ну-ну, убеждай себя и дальше. Я-то точно знаю, что на улицах по-прежнему полно наркоты.
No, there aren't. Some little shit and his dad are doing speed. Who fucking who? The stuff's probably from Jamrock.
Little shit. That's Kuno in the yard.
Whatever you've seen is peanuts. Look at the big picture, man. The place is a paradise. And all thanks to Hardy Boys.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy Boys here.
8-й Харди, которого не хватает. Который? Это же она ведет наркодела, так?
My answer is, fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Despite everything, the little man is quick on his feet.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
О. Может попробовать теперь? Показать, кто здесь главный.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
И это все? Вариантов получше у меня нет?
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
Ким, мне нужен твой пистолет.
Why?
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea.
Ну, я думал довериться своим внутренним личностям.
I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
Что? Кто? Я? Чего?
Yes, you. Stop talking out loud. You sound like you're unraveling.
Ну-ка все успокоились, я просто вам покажу. Ким, пистолет.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
But I don't want to give you my gun, not after the last time.
The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they whispering about?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
Другого выхода нет.
Silence. He tilts his head to the side, inspecting you. A brief moment passes. Then,
Be careful, it's loaded.
good. Now put it in your mouth.
Блять, спасибо, блядь. Но я хочу направить его на них.
I want to point it at them. Quit your whining. Everyone knows how to do that. You're a special man. You're going to point it at yourself.
Нет, 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 нет.
Go
У меня,
ahead.
у меня нет
Show
вариантов.
them.
У меня нет вариантов. Блин, я сейчас умру. Направить дуло себе в рот.
What are you doing?
Genuine panic flies across the lieutenant's face.
Fellas, you getting any of this?
Я не проебу это дело. И вы будете меня уважать.
We'll solve the case. Look at me. Don't worry. This demonstration is not helping at all.
Inside the small mechanism, you can hear a spring tensing up.
Yeah, because I sorta wanna see that shit.
You won't, man. His fucking balls ain't big enough.
Чтоб, блядь, быстро начали меня уважать через 5, 4, 3.
He's not gonna off himself. Come on.
Что за вообще действительно
No.
делаю?
He'll do it. Go ahead, son. 3, 2.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. No, give it to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. It's not too late. You can still spin this as some kind of tactic. There will be no spinning. Do the honest thing. Pull the trigger.
А может, он мне передал незаряженный пистолет? Я выживу. Ну, не хочется проверять.
Thank you. Nothing to worry about here, people. My partner likes to play these jokes. He's what you call dark.
Dark? What the fuck was that, you carnies? We haven't seen RCM in 4 years, and this shows up?
I knew he wasn't gonna do it, though. I knew he'd pussy out.
No. I still have my money on him. Sooner or later, he has that look.
Что? Ха-ха. Понравилась вам моя смешная шутка?
Do not think your failed suicide attempt will win you any pity from these men. Do not expect them to forget it either.
Again, it was a dark joke. Maybe we should go for a little walk, Joker, before we continue. Jogging around seems to have a positive effect on you.
Yes, get the serotonin running. Keeps those bad thoughts away.
Пойду. Получилось опять это. Лотерея не сработала.
What in the name of hell was that supposed to be? The theatrical suicide attempt. We need to talk about it.
А может, не надо?
We do. I was able to recontextualize it as a dark joke. I will not be able to recontextualize it the next time. I understand you sometimes employ extreme interrogation tactics, but I want you to understand that was too extreme. We can't have RCM officers going around putting guns in their mouths. We can't afford to have that image. Few institutions can.
Я действовал интуитивно, но в этот раз чутье меня подвело.
Yes. Very, very, very wrong. I'm glad you see it my way. Let's go.
Какого хрена моя внутренняя личность сказала, блин, давай, достань пистолет, ты чё? Ну-ка давай в рот его засунь себе, ну. Вот этот ублюдок.
Does Kuno care?
Слушай, Куно, у тебя есть спиды?
Fucking right, pig. Kuno's filling bathtubs with that shit. Kuno's a kingpin.
Голову мне морочишь, а, пацан?
Don't be yanking your shit in front of the Kuno. Kuno's always serious, always rolling. Big kilo, but you ain't getting any. Get the fuck off.
He's got to at least know a source. Look at him. You need to figure this out somehow. You need to befriend him first.
Да я понимаю, блин. Невозможно с ним подружиться. Ладно, пойду.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Так, ну и что нам делать до 9 вечера?
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint-Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Кто такой Saint-Baptiste?
Saint Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one, there.
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
А спиды у вас в заведении продаются?
Huh? Speed. Like, speed. No, Frit doesn't do that.
Of course not. Frit is an establishment that acts within the law. Is that all, detective?
Ah, what's the point if they don't even sell the good drugs? A lorry abandoned by its owner, stuck in the interminable traffic jam. The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
Приподнять обивку на пассажирском сидении.
Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
Развернуть верхнюю карту.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the massive brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Куда ведет дорога?
To Kuro, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Развернуть вторую карту.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct. No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution to the riddle of history. Wind Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital, now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own.
Что это за звук?
The rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through long-forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights.
Посмотреть третью карту.
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock by the lake. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
Контрабандисты внедрились в мототранспортный тракт.
So it would seem. The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Где в итоге оказывается контрабанда?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Бессмертных? Почему-то это звучит знакомо.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta, it's a dark parody.
Как ты думаешь, кто за этим стоит?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Ладно.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle, worn from years of use. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Не знаю, больше нечем заняться до 9 вечера. Можно как-то промотать время.
Can I help you?
Гарт, я увидел в танцах еще кое-что.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Значит, телефонная линия не работает?
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
Странновато.
It's not strange, it's inconvenient.
Правда ли, что она не сама сломалась?
Who told you that?
Это не важно, я просто хочу знать, кого вы подозреваете.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know so I can forward them the repair bill.
Хочу поговорить о другом.
Yes?
Об оплате постоя на сегодня.
Got the 20 real?
Да, вот 20 реалов за ночь.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Блин, где я буду ему 20 реалов в день находить, непонятно. До свидания.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it.
Я не могу лечь спать.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Оценить урон.
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Я разбил его своими руками.
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
А чем тогда его разбили?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Оценить размер дыры.
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The shoe you found on the balcony fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe.
Может, это не я.
You mean someone else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it? This person also forced the drinks on you.
Уверен, у меня были на то причины. Может, я в кого-то целился.
And maybe, just maybe, you succeeded. We'll never know. Or maybe you were trying to smash your own reflection in the window pane.
То есть я не могу лечь спать даже. А как мне скоротать время? Мне до 9 вообще ждать замучаешься.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Говорим про самосуд?
Of course. Anything to help.
Нет, ничего нового нет. На этом пока все.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Неужели я не могу промотать время?
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
Что такое самарийское масло?
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber Harman Waushi, stares at you longingly with its tape reel eyes. A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Сколько за уличный фонарь?
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
Да ты с ума сошел? Тут они на каждом углу стоят.
The light has undergone 3 transformations, and every transformation, large or small, has a price tag.
Что еще за трансформации?
Well, there are the cost of removal and rewiring. The most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
Чё?
Okay, That checks out.
Где, блин, 700 реалов можно найти вообще?
What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular man with antlers and immense Zweihanders.
Сколько за футболку?
2 real.
That's dirt cheap.
Может, просто отдашь мне ее за даром?
But why?
Может быть, я смогу рассчитаться как-нибудь еще?
I deal in goods, not services. Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Блин, что делать?
Yes?
Я заметил, что ты за мной ходишь.
Excuse me?
А если я хочу вести дело один?
Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be in a deranged state. You have trouble remembering things. You've misplaced your badge. I cannot let you act in the name of the RCM without supervision until you've regained control of your faculties.
Ну что, если мне нужно время на себя?
Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. You'll still have your evenings to yourself.
Ладно, займусь уходом за собой в нерабочее время.
Please do. We wouldn't want your regiment to spill over into the investigation.
знаю, что делать.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Напомни мне свою лютую классификацию рас.
There is nothing funky about them. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, Type B, and the vile CF race called Ronf Pederasty. Which one do you need?
Ладно.
I cannot
Говорим о
possibly
другом.
imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
Не знаю, что делать, блин.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick up the handset.
Зачем?
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Набрать случайный номер. Пусть мышечная память все сделает за тебя.
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952, and a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. How may I help you?
The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as enthusiastic as that of a man walking towards the gallows.
Что это за место?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy.
Ты меня знаешь?
No.
Почему я тебе позвонил?
Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Меня зовут Гарри Дебуа. У вас на меня что-нибудь записано?
Let me fire up the machine. Dubois. Dubois. Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November 46. Whoa, not a fun film, that one.
Что это за фильм?
It's not an easy watch. After the death of his daughter and subsequent divorce, Ziemsk immigrant Egidius Wojcik tries to come to terms with the onset of dementia. No wonder no one's been missing it. Still, it would be great if you could return it to us. We're on the corner of Voyager and Maine.
On the corner of Voyager and Maine, a large neon sign hangs on the side of a building. Video Revachol, 24 hours. It's raining and there is almost no traffic on the street. A woman's footprints in the mud lead away from the front door. Tiny heels tiptoeing down the road. Beautiful steps, light-footed with a lifetime ahead of them. You look up and the air seems to grow darker. Suddenly you feel like you don't want to hear about video rentals anymore. You don't want to hear about any of it. It was all shit. It's over.
Что в жопу?
It.
Ким, мне жаль этот круглосуточный прокат фильмов в Ривашоле.
That's enough for you today. Let's conclude this call.
Достаточно.
Rusting control panel with several knobs. The words marsh and arrête are very, very slightly, even more faded with use. The crane does not return to its original position. It does not move at all. The crane does not return to its original position. It does not move at all. No screech of metal when you push the button this time, only silence as the crane remains in its state of dormancy. You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Время просто ползет. Я не понимаю, как мне ускорить. А если не ускорить, то что мне делать? До 9 вечера мне нечего делать. Да? Потом можно будет поговорить с тем типом на балконе, который стоял. И лечь спать. Точнее, уйти в комнату, а потом украсть ботинки. Потом уже лечь спать.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere.
Ух ты, еще Хельмдаль.
Mountains of it. Heroic quantities of Heimdall. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Какие у вас тут есть настольные игры?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure. Or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
У меня есть друзья.
Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
По моим ощущениям, детей у меня нет.
Friends are technically like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
А что это за товары Вирал?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
Просмотреть ассортимент.
An endless variety of source books, law books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in action? Who wants to read books?
Что-нибудь тут привлекает мое внимание?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
Что, издеваешься?
That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement, so it makes sense. Indirect modes of taxation. Turns out those Financial Oversight Committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look, the hearts and minds of everyday Riversholians. You need to spread that deregulation gospel to the people. Tell them about that foreign fair tax. Preach that 98% gross burden. Preach it, preacher man. Set the brothers free. Taxes are racist.
Да.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring-do. Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Боже, нет.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective Dick Mullen.
Уважаемая, а что это за детективы?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Sex crimes did pique your interest, but still, this Dick Mullen person only gets your pleasure centers down. The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Уважаемая, на этом стеллаже найдется что-нибудь достойное?
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Кто или что такое Светоч?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
Так вы рекомендуете эту книгу?
Certainly. It's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Уважаемая, что здесь за книги?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh, no.
Нет, конечно, все прикольно, но у меня не хватит тогда денег на ночлег на следующий день, если я куплю себе книгу здесь.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Я могу еще раз попробовать. Да?
You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the doorframe. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've done it.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
Вышибить дверь с криком «Сука, больно!» Ну, продвинулись хоть как-то, блин.
What is this place?
Ким, я понятия не имею, где мы, но у меня болит голова. Жутко болит.
You didn't have to ram the door down, you know? No one's been here for ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Может, неспроста сюда давно никто не приходит?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Из груши сыплются песчинки. Пахнет кожей и потом. Надпись на плакате Sitius Fortis, остальное нечитаемо. Видавшая виды гимнастическая стенка выглядит небезопасно.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them.
Да сейчас, блин, еще надорвусь.
There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
Может, потому что я тяжелоатлет?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone. It's just a memory from another life, when you were young and fit.
Ким, осторожно, это ловушка. Блины не закреплены на штанге.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
Каким же надо быть ублюдком, чтобы снять зажимы со штанги? Да за такое сажать надо.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
О, я могу дать этим типам ядро. Проход в коридоре завален старыми оконными рамами и мусором. Огромная бутыль, заполненная странной жидкостью. Из темноты на тебя смотрят дикие животные, чучело на подставках. Ладно, не пытайтесь меня напугать. Лопасти воздушных винтов, покрытые паутиной, напоминают лезвия. Похоже на руины мастерской окна 24.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Это займет время. Посмотреть рисунки.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic. translucent Welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether Welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Рассмотреть Фельва. Это кажется важным.
It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked
Фельв
marble.
это типа эльф?
This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
Зачем кому-то тратить на это столько времени?
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
Что это за существа? Кто нарисовал их? Они действительно существуют? У меня так много вопросов.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
Один из фельфов — сторонник теории расового превосходства.
Mm-hmm. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Ну что ж, это было очень познавательно. Закончим на этом с фельвами.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
Посмотреть фотографии.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Посмотреть график.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal.
Продолжить читать. Что же произошло?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Смотреть заметки.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune Out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe. The full text reads, "Heat Death of the Universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
Мягкий синий бархат, побитый молью. Обнаженный торс манекена странного желтого цвета. Смародерим.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
The radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
What he means is that these things cost money. Why would anyone just leave it behind?
But we are looking for a fridge, and we are pressed for time, so...
On the other hand, it's not the time not interested in abandoned radio computers.
Думаешь, стоит включить машину?
Maybe the body has stopped decomposing somehow. I don't know. You're in charge of this expedition, officer.
You can always do it after the fridge.
Ладно. На самом деле, мне надо будет это сделать... После того... Тут явно немало всего интересного. Мне надо будет это все сделать в следующем видео. Потому что там еще проход. Мы еще ищем холодильник. А где же одежда, которая была на нем? А, на манекене? Это ателье Эмма? Вероятно. Тут много всего. Пара лыж, надпись на покрытии Slipstream. Стальные лопасти винта с логотипом Slipstream. Всякие ящички и прочее. Вот, а мне надо заканчивать. Завтра, надеюсь, продолжим и разведаем тут все как надо. Ну, хоть какое-то есть занятие, потому что мне еще 4 часа надо как-то скоротать. А игровое время двигается так медленно, как будто, ну, оно двигается как реальное, настолько же медленно. Так что 4 часа. Мне реально 4 стрима ждать. На блокнотном листе наскрябаны разработчики самой крутой RPG во вселенной. Ладно. Все это очень интересно, но продолжим в следующий раз.